is the Oddball Show, a podcasting collaboration of JP Live Productions and Oddballs.
Citizens of planet Earth, it's Tuesday night, and that can mean but one thing. An all-new Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight, 9 o'clock on ABC. The other thing it means is that it's time for another all-new edition of the Oddball Show, brought to you across the magic of the interwebs by JP Live Productions and Oddball Magazine. I am your friendly neighborhood host and training prof, and with me, as always, the oddest of all oddballs, Mr. Jason Wright.
Good afternoon, Prof. We're happy to have TJ on the program today from the Out of the Blue Gallery.
Good afternoon. Are you calling in from California?
Who's calling from California?
I don't know. It's afternoon apparently to you, though, so I don't know.
What the hell are you talking about?
Are you in some kind of time warp?
Good luck.
Me?
Yeah. You said good afternoon.
Oh, you just screwed my whole intro up.
No, it's all right. I'm just here to help.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Well.
8:03 in the evening. Good evening, folks.
I was on a time warp, and now, anyway, we're here to have talk about TJ Edson and the Out of the Blue Gallery. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So, joining in from California, I'm ready to kick it, Rockapella.
We are joined tonight by a man who's done a lot for a good friend of the Oddball Show, the Out of the Blue Art Gallery in Cambridge, which is home to the Stone Suit Open Mic every Monday, as well as a host of other events that we'll talk about. We'll get into all the goings-on at the gallery, their history, the present, all of that. But first, let's welcome artist, poet, musician, and manager of the Out of the Blue Art Gallery, Mr. TJ Edson.
Hi, guys. How is it going, you guys? Oh, thank you for the applause. Oh, so very nice of you.
Well deserved.
Happy to be here.
Also on the show tonight, one of the mainstays, Oddballs, my partner in crime at JP Live Productions, the man known as Scholar. We are fortunate to be joined by Scholar. Welcome, welcome, my friend.
Fortunate indeed. What's up? Thanks for having me.
Should be a good discussion tonight. A lot to talk about at the Out of the Blue.
Busy. We're very busy over here.
Seems like a busy place.
It's a bit unmanageable, but hey, it's fun. It's lively. It's living, breathing organism of its own. It's a busy place. Yes.
Well, let's before we talk about what all the stuff that is going on at the gallery right now, and there's a lot, including last weekend's Fools Fest, which was it 3 days? It was a 3-day music festival.
It was a 2-night fest, Friday and Saturday. We were hosts to 43 bands in the 2 nights. We set up 2 stages for back-to-back sets. We had bands from all over the place, mainly local bands, but we did have a couple of touring and out-of-town acts that were here for both nights. We had members of Caribou play here, the band Caribou, electronic pop thing. They're his side project, the drummer from that band, Brad Krieger, I think his name is, has a band called Pick a Piper. They were really cool. So we had some some members of bands that have been around all over the place and played in big venues, and we had members of Apples in Stereo and Candy Clods playing in their side project Sound of Series.
Awesome.
Kind of like an atmospheric, jazzy, electronic thing that they did. And they were on tour together. We had bands from Western Mass. We had bands from Philly. It was a crazy 2 days of a lot of work, but it was definitely worth it for the gallery to do. It was a lot of fun. People really were digging the vibes all through both nights. And personally, I booked it with a friend of mine, Travis Long, and we put so much work into it. It was kind of at one point or another seemingly, what's worth the effort, what's not worth the effort, but definitely ended up getting the gallery some publicity. The Boston Globe did an article on the Fools Fest, and Big Boston did an article on the Fools Fest. So I see there's a question on our Oddballs.
You just answered it. You just answered the question. So you had 43 bands.
Uh-huh.
And you said some members from Caribou and Apples and Stereo, and you were just saying that you got some press, Big Boston and Boston Globe. Anything else? Any other press from the online or anything like that? Or how did you guys go about promoting the event, or did people just kind of find it from word of mouth, or how did it happen?
Yeah, we rely on Facebook a lot for the pull of the gallery's Facebook page, but we have a good amount of likes on the Facebook page. We were able to get the event out to a lot of people on that, and kind of the fact that there's 43 bands talking about their band being in it to their friends, kind of word of mouth that way. It spread pretty rapidly. Right when we made the event, there was 100 or so people on the Facebook event when it went live within an hour or two. So people, were not only ready to get it out there, but a lot of bands already knew about it. They were, confirmed for the festival. So, people were ready to jump on.
Yeah. So TJ, 43 bands in 3 days. That's
2 days. 2 days.
2 days. That's like a festival. That's a festival that's usually an outdoor kind of thing. How did you do that? And for our readers and for our listeners, can you just tell a little bit about the gallery atmosphere and how'd you get 43 bands in there with the gallery?
Yeah, so it was actually just 2 nights. So it's actually even more of an effort to get 43 bands pressed into 2 nighs. We have the room to set up 2 stages in the gallery, and we're able to have a band set up during the set before them, so there's less downtime. So you can actually go from set to set to set to set, without there being a huge amount of setup and breakdown of the last band doesn't have to break down while the next band's waiting to get set up. So there's it eliminates a lot of the setup time for the bands and lets it be more streamlined. So that's how we went from 6 to, about 2 a.m. on Friday night. Yeah. And then from 3:30 in the afternoon on Saturday to pretty much 2 a.m. on Saturday. And that was pretty much with, the 2-stage setup, going back to back to back to back sets. Just kind of keeping the whole thing flowing pretty seamlessly. I didn't even put on any music between sets because I was trying to get it so people were saying as fast as possible, without there being this backbone of music between sets. They kind of get that urgency going, so we get on there quick. But and people didn't necessarily stick around in the bands for the whole thing. So we were able to fit more people than if all 43 bands had been in there for the whole time, we would have been at capacity with just band members. So, that wouldn't have been good. We needed people to pay so we can make it worthwhile, for the bands and the gallery.
Was that so? For those that don't know, Out of the Blue is an art gallery. It's located right down in Cambridge, right near Central Square. Do you guys do a lot of live music there? Because it seems like an interesting combination. We do, there's a lot of open mics. We talked about Stone Soup, and some of our viewers have seen some video of us at first the old Out of the Blue, but then performing at the open mic. Is it a common thing for you to do live music there?
Yeah, we're hosting music every night now at this point. As we can book it. We have events that are weekly, like Stone Soup and Story Space, which are storytelling, which is going right now in the gallery. I'm hiding out in the office right now, but I'd be talking to you guys and having them trying to do spoken word storytelling. But we are able to now book after all our weekly and monthly events or concerts after them, and on days that we don't, more. We have 8 p.m. doors for every other night. But you know, on storytelling and Stone Soup, we have a 9 o'clock door because their events go from 9. So we are able to book every night. And in April, and looks like in May, we have booked concerts every single night of the month.
That is awesome.
Wow, that's competing with some of the heavy, I mean, and I mean, not only is it competing with other venues, but the music that you're is very experimental, right? A lot of it's very experimental music. It's kind of, you're not gonna, I mean, it's, you know, like the music is different. You're not gonna find that the type of music that you have out of the blue at other venues, are you?
I mean, I feel like with Boston scene, there's a wide range of what's going on. There's like the Berkeley crowd doing their kind of genre-specific kind of stuff. They're very focused on like fitting into a kind of mold or you know, within the stream of what you know, they're going for. Where like sometimes like we have a lot of New England conservatory bands that play here a lot, and they're more like genre bending and weird and abstract, artsy, avant-garde, and then you know we have, you know, your kind of run-of-the-mill or not so run-of-the-mill kind of noise stuff happening. You know that we have all the wide range of that kind of noise stuff. And, you know, we have rock shows. We have hard rock. We have a metal night planned in April, and going forward, a couple other heavy, harder rock nights, and, you know, your indie rock nights. I mean, we're trying to do everything and give, you know, maybe people and bands that don't really, you know, fit or qualify for some of the other venues in the area. And now that there's less, like the TT's closing, giving more people a chance that wouldn't have a chance elsewhere. But, you know. All right, Tom. Good night.
Is that Tom Tipton?
Yeah. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Tom Tipton.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's Tom Tipton's birthday today.
Thank you.
Yeah, the founder of the gallery.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's in happy birthday from the Oddball Show.
And but yeah, I mean, we're trying to let as many things happen here as possible for as many different, you know, bands and styles as we can fit in the schedule. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean everyone gets a shot, but as many people that don't get a shot elsewhere, they do get it here. So I think that's how we are trying to roll.
I believe you're going to be booking a little-known recording artist named Man the Storm in the next couple months. Is that right?
There's a Saturday afternoon for him to.
All right. That's a joke. Anyway,
TJ, I want to ask you in a second about the new Out of the Blue, the Out of the Blue 2 versus the old one. But our buddy here, Ivan, has a question before we get there.
Sure.
Yeah, TJ, real quickly, do you guys have any hip hop?
Yeah, we have there's not as many hip hop things happening as you know otherwise, but we did have last week a local youngster going by the name of White Noise. His name is I don't know his last name. His name's Anthony. He goes by White Noise. He's had a monthly or so, you know, every once a month or so date, and we had an Afton production show, which is a lot of hip hop. What happens with them is they have like a showcase of different styles, and we played a lot of hip hop with them.
Different lyrical styles, or like the elements of hip hop, like graffiti.
As in, like,
DJing.
they bring in singer-songwriters, they bring in hip hop, they bring in indie rock, they do it all in one night. It's
Gotcha.
what night is that, TJ?
a play thing after the pay thing. With them, they end up getting a lot of hip hop acts. But we do have local man Mars Jupiter. I think you guys know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Really?
good friend of the Oddball Show, Mars Jupiter.
Mars Jupiter. Shout out.
He played at the Fools Fest, and he's organized a couple of hip hop and kind of rap things there. We had show with him and Yakel and 99 Sublime a couple weeks ago. I don't get many requests for hip hop, and I guess this hasn't been much coming this way with it.
But you're open to it, and you support it.
Yeah, I support it, and definitely.
Absolutely. No, that's great. That's great. Just real quickly for our listeners' benefit, Art of the Blue Out Gallery, correct me if I'm wrong, TJ, 541 Massachusetts Avenue in Cambridge, Massachusetts. All right, right in Central Square, right over the bridge. Just if anyone's interested out there listening to us, that's where you can find the Out of the Blue Art Gallery, 541 Mass Ave in Cambridge, Massachusetts, for our greater Boston area listening folks.
Well said.
Nice.
And speaking of which, that is a great segue. That's the second address of the Out of the Blue. That's the address of the Out of the Blue 2 Gallery. Before, it was at a much smaller space. We actually filmed the first collaboration between Oddball and JP Lime at the Out of the Blue 1 Gallery. It was a great night. It was a lot of people, a lot of real vibrant open mic crowd. But it was a packed room. It was a tight little spot. TJ, can you talk a little bit about what brought about the change to the new arena, and what benefit you found from that, other than obviously just the size?
Well, it kind of goes in the history of how I could talk about starting to volunteer here at the gallery. As far as I know it was more of a dramatic than it probably should have been for the move, but it was kind of involves noise complaints at the old location, it being in a residential area, which is actually the second location of Blue. The original location was on Brookline Street. It was formed in '97 or so, I think. I mean, obviously wasn't dealing the gallery at that point, but I'm 30, so I would have been 12 at the time, but it moved to Prospect Street and was there for 15 years, and I think the whole time that Tom was there, he was kind of on the border of being too loud for the area. There was a bed and breakfast right next door to it, and he could never host like music with drums and electricity. What's going on? Oh, turn up the heat. Hold on. I'll be up there in a minute. I have to turn up the heat in the gallery, apparently.
You feel free, man. We can't pull a man from his duties. You can feel free to go do that.
We can talk amongst ourselves.
I'll state the thought here.
Yeah, we can provide some heat, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
So
not.
there were times when we hosted like live, loud, electric and drum music there. Live bands, full bands, louder than acoustic volume stuff. But I think it turned into eventually it being noise complaint after noise complaint after noise complaint, and the city intervened with the landlord and tried to up the rent on Tom. And that was actually around the time that I started helping out. Was right around then. I knew that he had to move to a new spot when I started volunteering. Hold on one second.
Yeah. So the spot that they moved to was vacant for a long time on Mass Ave. It's a really big building. It was an old Blockbuster, and from what I hear, which I hope TJ will tell us on in a second. There were a lot of things that tried to go in there before the Out of the Blue took it. I know there was a club that tried to come back in there, and there was rumor of like a pet store or something that big to occupy the space, but it stayed vacant for a long time. So
That's all Central Square needs, another club and pet store.
a club/pet store. That's a brand new thing.
That's so amazing. Is it's such a huge spot, from what 106 Prospect Street was, and just like what they've done with a corporate Blockbuster, and what they've turned into this amazing art gallery with multi. I mean, TJ's not really talking about it, but there's multi. I mean, I'm sure you will, but there's tons of artists. There's tons of artist spaces. The other day I was there, and I got a picture drawn of me. It was really nice. I'm gonna get shout out to her name. Her name is Anita Dobbs, and she drew a picture of me. She had me stand still, which is crazy for me, for like 20 minutes, and it was during Keytar Bear's performance. Shout out to Keytar Bear. You know Keytar Bear?
Nope, but
Keytar Bear is
get him in the pertinent links.
Performer. Yep, he's a street performer who dresses up in a bear suit and plays the keytar. It is awesome. So I'm listening to Keytar Bear while I'm getting my portrait drawn, and she didn't ask for any money. All she asked for was she didn't even ask for tips or anything. Amazing. So that was pretty great. And
yeah, Anita's awesome. Yeah, sorry, I had to go turn the heat up. Apparently they were dying out there. Let's just say Story Space is pretty annoying.
That's not nice.
Story Space.
I'm gonna get that out there. Sorry if anyone. The Story Space is in the list.
Let's talk about Anita and the drawings that she does there and how.
Oh yeah.
And she has a portrait studio that she just allows people, if you want, she'll draw you for free. You don't get that anywhere.
Yeah,
no, it's pretty sick. And I'm sorry. No, go ahead, TJ.
No. I was gonna say it's really cool to be having like a show and someone's getting their portrait done and all this other activity that can be happening potentially around the space, just absorbing the art that's around or interacting with some of the installations, this music show going on, or not. Even if, you're considering it during the day, there's just so many things that can happen all at once, when like one couple or whatever is wandering around in one area and another is in another, and there's, just to imagine the possibility of what's going on in the space all at once. It's pretty cool. I mean, on a Saturday or a Sunday when there's a lot of people wandering in during the weekend, it's cool to think of like what's going on in the space all at once. The amount of things that might be floating around in different people's heads, and it's just this magical space, really.
I think that's a pretty. I'm sorry, Jason. But I think it's a pretty awesome vision for what you have for the space. Because I know that was one of the things that surprised me. I read a little bit that I didn't realize it was also a workspace. In addition to a display space, which just seems awesome. It seems like a great way to keep that energy flowing and to have it be not necessarily cooperative, but to be around other like-minded artists while you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got Anita who works on our portraits. We got people working on their spaces in general, like setting them up. We got Ellie used to have a drawing studio, and right when you walked in.
Isn't there some jewelry stuff going on in there too, like local jewelry or?
Yeah, we have multiple jewelers and crafty kind of stuff going on. Multiple different artists. We got an Ethiopian jewelry section, which is all designed here but sent out to Ethiopia to get manufactured. African gift items. They have a store, and they have all sorts of different Kenyan items. We just got a new African area called Afrocent, which is just moved in, and they have kind of all sorts of different handmade African jewelry and bow ties and jackets and all sorts of cool stuff. So, yeah.
Hey, TJ, I was there the other day and I met someone who does makes armor or something. Her name's Jacqueline.
Yeah. Jacqueline Ortega has a rented spot here. And
Ortega Jewelry. That's who actually I was thinking of when I posed that question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's got some kick-ass stuff. She's also very cute.
Yes.
Yeah, both those accounts.
Support my Latinas out there taking the initiative. So you can go out of the blue. You can listen to yourself some hip hop, some hard rock. You can get some poetry in. You can play with the dogs, and you can walk out with some clothing and jewelry.
Yeah. We have multiple T-shirt designers here, and
I got a couple of your T-shirts.
That's what's up, man.
Dave Tree, right? Dave Tree does the T-shirts there.
We have an artist, Dave Tree. We have an artist, Sam Paolini. He's got awesome shirts. Another artist that has puffy painted shirts. They're really awesome, symmetrical puffy painted shirts. They're pretty far out. Bridget O'Brien Smith. We got Steve Ondrich has these designs for a Vermin Supreme shirt. We have Not Art shirts here from right from the artist in art. Mike McCall, get his name out there. I think he's pretty open about that. But, Dave Tree has like 15 some odd designs here, with, all different sizes.
And if you don't know who, if our listeners don't know who are not from Boston or whatever, Dave Tree was the founder of the band Tree, which was a crazy awesome hardcore band back in the day. And now what's he doing now? What's he making? T-shirts, and he's an artist, and I mean,
he's doing art shows at his gallery in Watertown, Sweet Tree Inc. He's he's still playing music. I think Tree plays out every year once or whatever, something like that. He has another band he's been working with.
That's killer.
And yeah, he's a silk screener now. He's making all sorts of cool T-shirt designs and works on canvas and pieces of wood and things he finds, recyclable, found object things he prints on with ink. All sorts of stuff. Really awesome.
I remember I was drawn to his art when I first went to the gallery. He had like Star Wars characters with Santa hats and stuff, which was really cool. And then he had stuff like skeletons and fish, and I don't know how to explain it. His stuff's really cool. He's really clever. The aliens with the I don't know. He's great. He's one of my favorite artists to wear. I like his T-shirts. I mean, I have a T-shirt from Dave Tree that's a Celtics shirt that has a skull over the Celtics face, and it is just awesome. I like it, and I got that at the Out of the Blue Gallery, and I think that's the only place I can get that Out of the Blue Gallery.
Yeah.
Right.
Brought in the
it's killer.
Ronald McDonald Trump shirt he has.
Oh, oh yeah, I gotta get that shirt too.
Donald Trump's face on a Ronald McDonald's body.
I want.
I feel like the hair would be no different.
Well, it's it fits in there pretty good. He actually had the design for a while, and I guess he's just been doing a lot more prints of it now because of the presidency and the run for president. But whatever, it's cool.
Would that make Cruz the Hamburglar, or?
Oh, big
Or would that be Kasich?
Oh, that's just mean. Kasich would be the purple guy, because he's too nice.
Grimace?
Grimace, yeah. Anyway, Cruz would definitely be the Hamburglar. 100%.
I think Cruz is a pretty good Hamburglar.
I feel like that works.
You put a black mask over his eyes, he might be the Hamburglar.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is Ronald McDonald. Cruz is definitely the Hamburglar.
For those of you on the internet with access to such things, I want to see this in a meme tomorrow. I want to see Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar make it happen.
As
and
Trump
instead
and Kasich, not as Trump and Cruz.
Trump and Cruz. Beautiful. Send it to jplineproductions.com.
There you go.
All right, so let's take a quick moment here. Jason, if you're down to do a word from our non-sponsor but a good friend of ours, which we do every week. Last couple of weeks we've actually done Out of the Blue, trying to hype up the Fools Fest and other events going on. Jason, you have a sponsor for us tonight?
My sponsor today is definitely going to be Chad Parento and Stone Soup Poetry. If you haven't checked out Stone Soup Poetry and you're in the Boston area, or also the Soup Collaborative, Society of Urban Poets, you have to check out both Stone Soup on Mondays. Chad Parento is a diehard poet. He's busting his ass for poetry. He's bringing in new poets every single day, and he works really hard. And Didi Delgado and Matt Parker and Crystal Beck of the Soup Collaborative, the Society of Urban Poets. They've been working with Chad a lot, and I don't know. That would be my if I was to have an endorsement right now, it would be for Chad's Stone Soup Poetry every Monday night.
I like it.
Yeah, what do you think? They also have been doing some work on Tuesdays at in Roxbury, I think, at the oh crap, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. It's the Dudley Cafe in I think it's Roxbury, and yeah, they're doing great work there. And if you are a poet or even trying to be a poet or something, go to Stone Soups on Monday and talk to Chad Panto, and he'll with no judgment whatsoever, he'll put you on the mic, and he might even feature you if you're good. And that's how a lot of the poets that are making a lot of waves in Boston, the young poets right now, are really making waves because of Chad Parento and Stone Soup Poetry and having that outlet that a lot of people, with no discretion, with no prejudice, with nothing, he just I mean, there's no ego when you go into Stone Soup Poetry, and that's what I definitely respect the most about that place. And that's why, you know, Chad deserves all of the credit for what he's been doing. And, you know, I don't know, I was talking to a poet, and I'll shout him out right now, John J. Joseph, who he's a poet to watch right now. If you don't know him, he is a fantastic poet, great person. And he was just talking to me about how there is no ego when you walk into Stone Soup and everyone's accepted, and not every venue in Boston is like that. And that goes, I mean, and just to wrap up this promotion, that also goes for the Out of the Blue. The Out of the Blue is a complete, it's a collective where no one is, I mean, I feel like everyone is free range to be who they are and not be judged, you know. I mean, I don't think, when I think of the Out of the Blue Gallery, I don't think of it as a stuck-up environment. I think of it as a really, you know, cool place, and it kind of just gathers on the idea of what Stone Soup is about, free poetry, you know. And TJ, you're doing a hell of a job at the Out of the Blue Gallery. But anyway, this promotion was brought to you by Oddball Magazine and Chad Parento for president in 2016.
Excellently done. All right. Well, after this, I want to get into our second segment. I want to talk a little bit about TJ, some of your own work. We want to do some of every post we do. It's every cast we do is a post up on our website. It's also up on our Facebook, our Twitter, and all our other social media accounts. But in that will be a whole pertinence link section, you know, in order to get to all the awesome things we've been talking about tonight. So I want to talk a little bit about your art, but I also, as a segue to that, I want to ask just real quick, what is your vision for the Out of the Blue? Is there something still that you have not yet achieved that you're looking to do? Because you have an open, awesome vision, and it seems like you're actually getting there. All different, you know, different kind of artists, different kind of music, different kind of vibes going on. Is there something yet that you have not yet gotten to that you see as the future for the Out of the Blue?
Well, I mean, we achieved nonprofit status a couple months ago, and we really haven't done much or anything really to work on that segment of the gallery as far as getting grants and finding donors and making it more sustainable and making it, you know, more reasonable to exist going forward. Rent here is a lot, and, like, you know, as far as we are using the space to its optimal pretty much at this point, we have a full boat of renters at this point. We have carved out rented spaces for people to sublet and use for their own artistic, you know, endeavors.
Which is an awesome idea.
Yeah,
that's really pretty brilliant.
It's fully rented right now, which is something we've never gotten to a point with. And, you know, we don't really have any more spaces that we can actually put anywhere at this point, which is awesome, but it's also not proving to be, you know, enough to really, truly sustain the Blue as, you know, making the rent we need to make. So we need to start looking towards the nonprofit segment of what we've got going on here. And
so people out there in the interwebs, we need donors for the Out of the Blue, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, we do. We need to start figuring out a way to, you know, crunch the numbers and give people specifics on, like, what we do and how it serves the community and what that'll look like for them if they're going to donate, you know, substantial amounts of money, like, to make it sustainable. And also, you need all that information and you know, for writing grants. So,
are you thinking of doing a drive or something, TJ, for the Out of the Blue?
I mean, we'll do certain benefits and stuff over the summertime. We have a couple of dates carved out to do benefit shows. But we really got to get someone on like the development portion of the gallery as far as working on writing grants, and that's the next thing we have to look at really hard. Besides booking the venue out every night, which is happening anyways. Renting out the spots, 100%. Finding artists to put on the curated sections. I mean, it's all coming together, except it really isn't enough to sustain the rent. So we need to start.
Looking for a grant writer.
Yeah, we do, and that's what I'm saying.
So if you're out there, interwebs, and you want to do something good for the world and the artist community in Boston, show up to the Out of the Blue Gallery doorstep and say, I want to be a grant writer for you, and that'll work, right, Teach?
Yeah. We're willing to donate the time or maybe take a cut of the grant. Sure. We're all about getting that started up and worked on, for sure.
Do you have a website, TJ, where people can go and get more information to that end, or any other of the Out of the Blue initiatives?
I mean, the website is very bare bones. It's outoftheblueartgallery.com. We have our mission statement up there. You can see what events we're doing for the calendar events is posted on the calendar. Get an idea of what we do on a daily basis. And, the mission statement says a lot. It does, but our website is not. There's not much there. But,
So the Out of the Blue Art Gallery not only fosters all the artists in the Cambridge area and the Boston area, but also promotes live music every single day and allows like anyone off the street to set up an event, right?
I mean, to a degree, yeah.
How could you not support that? How could you not?
There's going to be some sort of
There's got to be
vetting thing.
We should have a drive or something.
Yeah.
There should be money pumping into this gallery to keep.
Well, the past few days have been really nice. Like we've been able to, like I said, rent out the spaces 100%. But that actually only happened a couple days ago. And there's definitely less building happening the past couple days, as far as there's less construction in the space and less things being thrown around and sawed and hammered. I think there's a bit of a lull right now in what we can do with the space, so I kind of see that as in an optimistic way that we might actually start having time to figure out who we can ask to do grants for, just grant writing, and looking for donors. I think that's kind of like the next step where we're at right now, is actually not worrying about so much what to do or juice out of the space, but next level stuff, which is the nonprofit stuff.
Yeah. Sounds like you guys are doing great with what you got. I think you just need a little assistance and take it to the next level. Because you have the bands, you have the art, you have the jewelry, you have the coffee, you have the dogs.
And Shogi.
You got Shogi and EXO.
Duke.
And Duke. Oh yeah. What?
It's dog. Yeah.
The last time I was there, TJ, I went into. I mean, there's some interesting stuff at the gallery, right? There's John Garrett's. What is John Garrett's thing about? John Garrett's can you tell me a little about John Garrett? He's a Soul. He also he's in the band Soul, but he also has a spot at the gallery, right?
Yeah. So John's been here on a daily basis for for a while. He's been involved with the gallery. That's actually, it goes back to the story about how I got involved with the gallery, was to see my friend, my really good friend from Wakefield, where I grew up, Zach Bridges, play with John and Jess at the old gallery with Soul. That's how I got involved in coming to the gallery in the first place. Well before I knew of Stone Soup being there and such. Being a volunteer. But John has definitely been a huge supporter of the gallery and almost a full-time volunteer lately. He has a installation piece, I call it, or a room in the gallery, a rented space called the Rabbit Hole, and it's a really nifty little room. You go in there, it's like stepping into a late 1960s, early 1970s kind of vintage
Cool.
apartment room, and it smells really cool. You go into it through these bell chimes. We just had two other cool vintage spots. Is Frank's, which is Frank's area. It's called the Ramshackle. He's got all sorts of cool stuff, and it's like really funky how he set it up. And the one that just opened up is really cool. It's called X Marks the Spot. It's Jake Jampel's area. He built a literal barn in the gallery, like within a space. You go in and it's like a really cool vintage room with all his father's antiques. His father passed away and he inherited his whole collection of antiques and vintage items, and he has it all on display in this really awesome barn. Like if you come in, it's like the first thing you'll notice now because it's really sticks out, and it's such a cool installation.
So there's just like an atmosphere at the gallery, right? Can you just tell a little bit about the atmosphere? I mean, first of all, you have a huge, was he a Siberian Husky? What kind of dog is that dog?
He's XO is an Alaskan Malamute.
Okay, I was way off. I don't even know what a Siberian Husky is. Is that a much? I mean, this dog is massive. if you haven't seen this dog, he's a massive dog.
He's over 100 pounds. I mean, Malamutes are the closest to wolf that dogs get. So it's like the closest, in line of genetics to wolf. And wolf. And I mean, Huskies are actually kind of like the next level down from wolf, or Huskies come from Malamutes. But I think Malamutes are generally a lot bigger than Huskies.
But I mean, EXO is becoming like a symbol of the gallery, right?
Yeah, he's the mascot. He's on the logo for the gallery. He now has a stamp for, we stamp people's hands when they come to shows, with him on it. Yeah, you were talking about the atmosphere. I think it's something very unique and special. I still am baffled by it every day I come in here, and I have to pinch myself, to think that I get to come in here and be part of it in such a way that I am, and that it's like this really unique and magical place. I mean, it really is. It's really, really freaking neat. It's a really cool place.
Really freaking neat. That is.
I like it.
Yeah.
TJ, do you show your own art at the gallery? Because I know that you have. I know we're getting towards the end of the hour here. I wanted to ask a couple of questions. We had a lot of great talk about the gallery. I don't want to overlook it completely, but I had two questions about your art in particular. But do you show your own art at the gallery?
Yeah, I have a space. It's on the back side of the stage. I have, a big piece of mine hung up, and then some prints and some paintings, and just kind of this on display. Yeah, it's a little cool spot I have next to the rabbit hole, actually. All places.
That's fantastic. So we're going to be putting the links in our pertinent link section to both your Tumblr, where some of your art can be seen, but also to your Bandcamp. The question I always have this question for artists who, find different, find inspiration in different media, is what medium came to you first, and what is your most natural or favorite of your artistic medium?
I mean, in like middle school and high school, I guess drawing was always something that was kind of very minimalist and bare bones and basic that I started with and I always liked a lot, and I still do a lot of graphite drawing. And I think it's my forte when it comes to making artwork. But I do, enjoy to paint, play with, digital media. I was doing a series of stuff for a while that involved manipulating scanned images, which involves moving objects around on a scanner while the scan is being made, and little pieces that way. So I definitely have a multimedia approach. I do like to play music and record when I have chances, but that hasn't been the case lately. But but to really answer your question, drawing is my forte, and it's kind of where I started. I do like to paint, and like I said, graphic design, and all sorts of different approaches. photo editing, photography, etc.
Yeah, I mean, there's also, I came across the link to, you have a book too, right?
Oh, I don't have a book, but I do write, and I've been working on kind of like the skeleton of a memoir of basically my,
Tell me it's the one with the awesome title, A Maniac Tempered by the Sands of Time.
What's that?
A Maniac Tempered by the Sands of Time. That is
that is
an awesome title.
Oh, thank you. That actually is just my subtitle to my Instagram.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay.
I do like that line.
Prof, I'm just joking.
I was confused. I was looking at the links before. I was like, why can't I find? Or I thought it said, to purchase this book, go to his Gmail. I was like, oh, that's a really awesome title.
What is this title?
A Maniac Tempered by the Sands of Time. And then he just said, he's working on a memoir. I thought that was the title of his memoir, which is fucking awesome.
Memoirs of a TJ.
Maybe that's what it should end up being. But yeah, I've been working on writing a lot about my experiences with my bipolar situation and various, problems I've had with that. And just, see how it rounds out with what's going on now. So I haven't written for a while in regards to my memoir, but I do have some written that's on my Tumblr a little bit, and I can share it. If you want, I can email it to you.
Awesome.
Sure, yeah.
Well, we'll definitely we'll put in the pertinence links. You should definitely go check out Tumblr. Was some of that the scanner art you were just talking about? Is some of that on your Tumblr?
Yeah. I think if you go there, I'm looking right now.
I looked at it briefly before.
I mean, if you want to look at a good portion of TJ's work, you can. We actually have him on. He's actually on Oddball Magazine under our Oddball artists. Everything that he's submitted to us. Yeah, he's got tons of art on. TJ puts ton of art on Oddball Magazine, so that's one definitely good place you can see his art. But he has a Tumblr too. But I mean, it seems like we're always putting up your art, TJ. I don't even know if you know how much art we have of yours.
Yeah.
I
appreciate it. Sure, it's full exposure.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a pretty good time. We're coming down, like I said, at the end of the hour. Sometimes this thing just zips by on us. Seems like a pretty good time to do a quick. Again, we don't want to belabor. We always talk about ourselves at length, which we love to do. But let's do a quick what's going on this week at Oddball Magazine and jplineproductions.com, and then we'll come back and we'll do a little closeout. So, Mr. Wright, you want to go first, or shall we?
Yeah, I'll go first. So time me. Give me a minute, because I go way too long. So give me a minute. When it goes off, you say, shut up. Okay. So, first of all, if you do want to check out TJ's work, just go to our Oddball Artists. He's all his work is on our website. But this week we had we'll start with your twist of JP Lime about DOS effects. We'll start about that.
Effects.
It was wiggity wiggity. I love it.
You liggity love it.
Yeah. Diggity, diggity. Anyway, you can see that was a twist of JP Lime. We put you up on Friday, and then we had Valerie Loveland on Monday. Read at Stone Soup, so we had her on Friday. This Monday we had our weekly comic strip by Bill Harvey. Bill Harvey puts up a weekly comic strip on our website every Monday. And we had a poem by Sue Red with photography by Sue Red also Monday. And then a shout out to Allison Golden, who is one of our original artists. She lives in California now, but she, great friend of ours, she put up her photography with a poem by Nashon Cook, which is getting a lot of good press. And I guess we should just say this. We just eclipsed 100,000 views on Oddball Magazine this past week. So
congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thank you all. Thank you all from people who have come to Oddball, checked it out, submitted and everything. It's pretty awesome. So that's kind of what the wrap up is for us. We eclipsed 100,000. That's huge for us. So that was our week.
Well, congratulations on that. That is no small feat. As anybody running their own website knows, you keep a close eye on your views and your visitors, and that's no small feat. So, good for you. Over at jplineproductions.com, the home of all things Lime, where you can find this podcast right now. You can find our ongoing rap flashback segment, which we'll talk about in just a second, as well as our music and all other articles we put up. Go there, check us out, find out what we're about. It's jplineproductions.com. This week, let's backtrack a little bit. Last week we put up an article called Comcast Sucks.
You told me about that. Yeah.
It did pretty well. We got a real response on Twitter. Like, people viscerally responded like, "Oh yes, they do." But me and in my house, we're getting pretty fed up with Comcast and the monopoly that is cable, and trying to work with that. And Comcast itself, even within its own industry, is a terrible company. Its industry always rates terribly, but it's a terrible company in its own industry. So I put that up last Friday, I think, and you've got a pretty good response over the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm putting up a piece on Sunday. I finally got the chance to go see Batman vs. Superman, and I won't ruin it for anybody by diving into my opinion of it on the air, but tomorrow I'm putting up my piece, and it's just going to be a list of things that are wrong with the movie. So check that out at jplineproductions.com. But spoiler alert, I will be talking fully about the movie, so I won't take offense if you don't go read it, because you should go see it. I even when I heard there were bad reviews, I knew that I was going to go see it in the theater. I knew that I could not see it in the theater. So
make a good Superman movie. That's what it is, Prof. You can't make a good Superman movie.
Oh man, oh man, there's so much problem. It makes me so angry, and it could have been so good. That's the other thing that makes me so angry about it. It could have been so good. The first half hour is so awesome, and they set it up so well. And then that's all I'm going to say. Check that out tomorrow. That's going up tomorrow. In addition, next week, you're getting our April version of the Rap Flashback, our journey into hip-hop history that we do every month. But to supplement that, Scholar here has been putting up a series of written Rap Flashbacks, which is where it started. So, Scholar, you want to talk about what's going on with the Rap Flashback?
Yeah, I mean, the Rap Flashback is the Rap Flashback. I don't like to differentiate between the video and the written. That said, we're looking at the Beastie Boys Hall of Fame induction. Coming up later this week, as well as within the week, little Nas, Illmatic, and further down the pipeline in a month, we've got some Outkast, Southern Playlistic, Cadillac Music coming up as well. And when it comes to filming, this Saturday, hopefully, if everything goes well, so what you should be getting next week on YouTube, on top of our typical albums and birthday segments where we go over albums and or singles from that month. It'll be obviously April this month that debuted in hip hop history, and obviously the April birthdays. We're gonna look at 3 events which happened recently. But surely they'll go down in hip-hop lore as, historical moments, important moments. First and foremost, the induction of NWA into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I feel is I've been campaigning for myself for the past 2 years now. So, in part, I would argue to this, as a result of the strength of the Straight Outta Compton movie, and hopefully in larger part just due to the fact that they deserve to fucking be there. NWA is now officially in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I read their induction speeches. I thought they were fantastic. Kendrick Lamar inducted them, so we'll be talking about them a little bit, as well as 2 NBA basketball Hall of Fame inductees. Firstly, Shaquille O'Neal, who is definitely relevant within hip hop circles, and he absolutely, on top of being an MC, he never shies away from his hip-hop roots. And on top of that, we've got Allen Iverson, who, if anybody emblemizes hip-hop within the NBA structure, particularly in modern times, it's Allen Iverson. He also got in this month. So we're gonna do a little segment, a little Hall of Fame segment on those 3 entities / individuals, and that's gonna be our Rap Flashback for April.
Excellent. You dig?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's what goes down at jplineproductions.com. We are a Boston-based hip-hop site. We love hip-hop, but we have a lot of other things that we know that we enjoy and our fans enjoy, so come check us out. All right, we're almost down to the end of the hour here.
I can't believe it's the end of the hour, Prop. This is we could talk to TJ. I mean, he's one of my best friends. I could talk to him forever, but.
Well, I'll let you. I mean, if you want to just give him a call after the show, you guys can just chat it up.
Oh well, maybe we will. Maybe
I won't send you out.
But hey, you got the list. Do you have the list of 10 you're gonna throw at TJ?
The list of 10.
The list of 10.
Oh God.
Yes, I would love to do a little list of 10 if that's amenable to everybody as our closeout to the show here. Mr. TJ, are you down for the list of 10, even though you don't know what it is and you have reason to be afraid? Are you ready for some list of 10?
Yeah, I guess so.
List of 10.
All right, so list of 10 is a little questionnaire that I've compiled. It's based on James Lipton does it at the end of Inside the Actor Studio. He stole it from a French interview show, and it's based on an old questionnaire. So I like the idea of carrying it on and changing it up a little bit. But here we are at the list of 10. All right, TJ.
Hi.
Number 1, what time and place would you like to be, if not here and now?
Oh, Haight-Ashbury, 1966, baby.
Yes! That's excellent. Number 2, what is the greatest advice you've ever received?
Oh my God. Oh, geez, that's a good one. Let's do.
How about come on the Oddball Show?
It's always a good one. I hear from a lot of people, but let it go. You can't control everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
Number 3, what would your superpower be?
Time travel.
There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah, why not?
So immediate. Number 4, Biggie or Tupac?
Tupac.
Number 5, who is your favorite person?
What was that one?
Who is your favorite person?
My favorite person? My mother.
There you go.
Joey!
Number 6, what is your quest?
My quest? Oh, I know. That's right. Oh, hold on, guys.
The man's on the job. The man is on the job. This is what happens.
To fucking free time to myself sometimes.
Request.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Like, get the fuck out of the fucking office! What the fuck? Well, we're gonna be making noise in the office. Like, no, you ain't.
This is the Oddball Show.
It's as odd as it gets.
Number 7, fill in the blank. All you need is blank.
Noah's pollution.
Number 8, rock, paper, or scissors?
Rock.
Yeah.
I want to rock. Rock and roll. Noah's pollution. See how those connect?
They're tied together. I like how you did that.
That was easy right there. Rockin' baby, noise pollution.
Number 9.
Sorry I did that. I apologize. Sorry.
It was beautiful. I think our viewers loved it. Number 9, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, man. I don't know. I was thinking of doing expressive therapy, but that doesn't seem like it'll be the thing. But who knows? Who knows?
All right.
You could just be a gallery owner of one of the coolest galleries in Cambridge. You could do that.
Well, I guess that's pretty cool.
And number 10, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear St. Peter say when you reach the pearly gates?
Well done, sir.
And that is the list of 10. You've made it.
The list of 10!
Thank you very much.
Guys, there's people knocking at the office door like it's nobody's business.
All right, we're here at the end of the Oddball Show. TJ, thank you very kindly, and it has been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for your time. And to our viewers, please go check out the Out of the Blue 2 Art Gallery in Cambridge. And as we mentioned tonight, it's the home of a lot of visual art and music and all kinds of different vibes. So there's something there for you. Go check it out.
You guys got to check out this place. It's in Cambridge, and it's the best spot in Cambridge right now. So thanks, TJ, for being on the program. Thanks, Ivan, for joining us, too. It was great. Prof.
Scholar.
Oh, Scholar. Scholar. Thank you, Scholar.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah, TJ, it was great, man.
Give me my government. What the fuck? Come on.
sorry.
You know it says it at the bottom of the screen.
It's on the bottom throughout the whole show, Scholar.
Anyway, this has been a production of the Oddball Show. Come find us at jplineproductions.com and at oddballmagazine.com. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook, at JPLime on Instagram and Twitter, at JPLime Productions on the Facebook page. I've started up a what's it called, a Snapchat, because we're finally joining, the last couple of years of social media. A couple of years too late. So come find us on social media. We're a lot of fun. And check out the best poetry magazine in Boston, Oddball Magazine. There's nothing like it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Very much. This has been another production of the Oddball Show.
Peace out. See you next week.
Yeah.
This is the Oddball Show, a podcasting collaboration of JP Line Productions and Oddball Magazine.